Hello teachers, I'm going to show you a picture. This is the image that I have, the background image on my iPhone. And if you're my students, of course, I would ask you to guess what kind of image I have. It's a bird. Let me show you. It's quite a beautiful little bird, don't you think? I bet you don't know what kind of bird this is. Well, maybe you do. How do I know? It's a waxwing. And the reason that I have this picture on my mobile phone is that my mum took it. This little bird, along with some of its friends, one winter, they landed on a tree in my parents' garden in Scotland, little village, and my mum and dad, they both love their birds, and so my mum captured it on camera. And it's actually a migratory bird. If I'm not mistaken, I think waxwings come from Scandinavia, and I suppose these ones were just flying over my parents' village, decided to have a little break in my parents' garden. And the reason I'm telling you this, the reason I'm showing you this photograph, is I want to tell you a story. And this story goes back maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It's probably just not long after my mum took this photograph, and I was using it as my phone image. And I was downstairs, I live in Barcelona, and I was downstairs in my local cafe having a cup of coffee, and I know the owner of this cafe quite well. His name is Fernando, and Fernando is Galician, and we always speak in Spanish, and our relationship is based on banter. It's a good word, banter. Banter is conversation in which you make fun of each other in a friendly way. And that's what Fernando and I do quite a lot, you see. And on that day, I was having my coffee. Fernando must have spotted this bird on my phone, and he said to me, "Jamie, ¿por qué un hombre como tú tiene una imagen así en su móvil? Why does a man like you have a little bird picture on his mobile phone?" This is I don't know what he was implying here, but this is a good example of Fernando starting the banter. And I said, "Well, Fernando, my mum took this photograph. This little bird landed on a tree in her garden and she took the photograph. Isn't it nice?" And he said, "Qué tonterías. Ese no es un pájaro escocés. That's not a Scottish bird." And I said, "You're right, Fernando, tienes razón. No es un pájaro escocés." And then I realized that I didn't know the term in Spanish for migratory bird. And I thought, I could probably guess, or I could do that thing that I've told my students to do so many times before. If you don't know the word for something, if you don't know how to express an idea, paraphrase. Look for a way of describing it. Communicate. Do it. And that's what I did. So I said, "Sí, tienes razón, Fernando. No son pájaros escoceses. Son el tipo de pájaro que vuela de un lugar a otro cuando, por ejemplo, hace demasiado frío. Y supongo que estos pájaros estaban pasando por el jardín de mis padres y decidieron aterrizar en un árbol." And I was quite happy with that. I quite liked my little performance, my little paraphrasing performance. I felt quite pleased with myself. My Spanish isn't great, so, But Fernando was not impressed. In fact, Fernando looked quite offended. And he said, "Jamie, ¿crees que soy tonto? Do you think I'm stupid? ¿Crees que no sé qué es un ave migratorio? Do you think I don't know what a migratory bird is?" And this kind of slapped me in the face. I was so focused on paraphrasing that it hadn't ever occurred to me that by paraphrasing, I was patronizing Fernando. He thought that I thought that he didn't know what a migratory bird was, and I was talking down to him, simplifying it for him. And so this was, for me, the value of the story. And this is why I've shared this story with my students, to alert them to the messiness and unpredictability of communication, and to make them aware of maybe a trap or a danger of paraphrasing. which was something that never occurred to me before. And so my hope is that by telling my students this story, I can almost simulate that experience for them. Teachers, since the beginning of time, tell stories. Stories are instructional, they're educational, and this is the value of them. So if you've ever learned a language before, collect those stories of success and those stories of failure and use them in the classroom. Tell them to your students. Make your students wiser than you were. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.